Hello and welcome to the week ahead, where we check out Monday's action and see what that means for the rest of the week. If that's what you're into, stick around. Hello, investors and traders. Monday's over and we're getting some big earnings. Take a look at this chart. It's ticker symbol PLTR or Palantir. Just reported earnings, and it's looking like it's going down a little bit after hours. So I think what we said on the weekly market report was this week is probably going to be a down week, just because, we've been going up 9 days in a row. We were looking at some analogs from 2022 and 2011 and 2015, and it's looking increasingly likely we get a pullback in the market, and this earnings report is probably just going to corroborate that, give us some downside pressure. Maybe some choppy action. If it's going to be really bad, it would just go straight down, just like 2022. But let's dig in. So let's go to the S&P 500. We'll go to a daily chart. Zoom in a little bit. So yeah, what we were saying on Friday was, it's kind of coming right into the scene of the crime, and that's typically where you see a pullback. And we tried to rally today. We gapped down. We tried to rally. And then we ended at the low of the day. That's kind of the inverse of what had been happening this entire time throughout the rally, which is pretty normal when you start to decline. You get declines towards the end of the day. Remember, in bull markets, you want to see it go down in the morning and rally towards the end of the day. In bearish swings or bearish markets, you want to see it rally intraday and then kind of decline towards the end of the day and close at the lows. And that's what we're seeing. There's not much else to report other than, today was a pretty bearish day. A lot of stocks went down all day. Some stocks did not go down all day. I had some stocks that were up considerably, and did really well. Like this FTAI had that bad earnings, but then we had some insider buying, and that took it right back up to where it opened at the earnings day. That was one good stock, but most of them, besides the gold miners and some emerging markets like some Chinese stocks, they all kind of they all went down today. There's not too much to report today. It's just kind of a normal day, but let's dig into the market monitor and see what it has to say. All right. So for those of you who are new to the channel, this is basically my go-to kind of indicator for the entire market and the swings of the market. I use O'Neill analysis, some stage analysis, some Weinstein's analysis, some Tom DeMark analysis, and just some stuff that I've figured out over the years. And this is how I, get a deeper look inside what's going on, and that adds to my conviction on where I think the market's going to be headed. In the short to intermediate term, and some, and long term, but it does a pretty good job. So, we're still in a bullish trend. I can actually change this here because we actually did have a distribution day today, and I can just do that live with you guys right here. There we go. That's what we do on a distribution day. We just turn it red. Okay. But nothing really changed today. We kind of we're still bullish. First distribution day. Similar to 2022. It wasn't as bad. In 2022, I think we had a 1% down day. So a 0.5% down day is not too bad. Still showing some strength in the market. We'll see. I think tomorrow, since Palantir's down after hours, we could go down a little bit further. But everything looks pretty normal here. We didn't end at the absolute lows of the range. We're still 3% above the 21-day moving average, which is pretty. It's normal for it to pull back here. They keep selling. This is the trend indicator, the 10-day trend, which tracks up volume versus down volume. They're continuing to sell into this rally after they bought it down here. Put call ratio is kind of picking up. So this is probably smart put buying. What else? The 20% moves have kind of died down. We kind of see that at peaks and at valleys of market swings. So it's dying down, and we finally got a reprieve from this higher high consecutive, I think is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 consecutive. I mean, these are big numbers in the higher high indicator. So this is number of stocks making higher highs on, I think, $70 million volume or more. And now we're starting to get some lower lows coming in. Okay. Yeah, nothing else to report. I mean, we still had that overbought reading Friday, with 151 stocks above their 45-day Bollinger Bands. And now it's starting to come down. That did a pretty good job of timing this top. And then also, what I was saying on Friday was how it was pretty climactic towards the end of the run. I saw a lot of stocks going up like, 15, 20% on Friday. Makes sense that that's kind of the climactic move after, 9 days. Climax at the top. And then now we'll start to, pull back here. Yeah, we're starting to have a pickup in short-term momentum down. And then there's not a lot of stocks leading momentum to the upside anymore. Another indicator that's kind of flashing. I mean, it's been a long time. Let's check it out since this has been at 1,000, the TD cell. And basically, what this indicator does is it tracks the number of stocks that are above the close of 4 days ago, 9 days in a row. So the last time it was at 1,000. I mean, 1,000 is a pretty big number. Let's see, 1,000. Okay, so 1,000 is in August. So similar kind of a thing. We can go back to the market and just check that out. Last time it was 1,000 was in August, August 26th. So around right here. So if we go here, let's get the specific numbers. So August 27 and 26. So let's check it out one more time. So August 26. Okay, and 27. So that's right here and right here. And we got a nice little pullback. A 3%, 4% decline after that. So, that's kind of what we're looking at as well. I also wanted to take a look at if we'd ever had 1,000 in 2022. Yeah, no thousands there, no thousands there. 1,000, this is 2023. Let me see 2022 really quick. The beginning of 2022. Actually, it was March. No, we didn't get anything. Okay, so that's kind of interesting. We never got 1,000 stocks in March. So let's go back to that last one that I was just looking at, where it showed 1,000. Okay, January 2023. So let's go take a look at that. January 2023. And then we'll kind of take a look here. January 2023. January 2023. Okay, so yeah, I mean, this is kind of at the beginning of the bull market, actually, so let's get the specific days here. At the beginning of January, so let's check it out here. So this is the beginning of January. Wow, that's pretty interesting. 2023. Yeah. That doesn't look anything like what's happening today. So yeah, I would consider that like, I wouldn't look at that. Cool. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of it. There's nothing else to really report. I think the week ahead, I think we got a Fed meeting. We got a lot of earnings. So the fact that we kind of are back here, I think most of the earnings are going to end up like Palantir, where, let's see here. Let's check this out. Palantir. Yeah, I mean, it's down 7%. So, probably a lot more like this. Palantir looks like a major top here. This is pulling back at the right spot for it to be pretty nasty chart, which kind of tells you, what it reminds me of. It reminds me of kind of Celsius right here. When Celsius is like the best stock in the market, really, early 2024, boom. And I think it was right after earnings, but that pretty much looks exactly like Celsius. Yeah, so if Palantir's kind of done, and this is the long-term top, yeah, maybe I put a short position on this thing. That looks like a nice setup, depending on what happens tomorrow. Yeah, I mean, besides that, just a lot of earnings this week. We'll see what happens, but the bias remains to the downside. Hey, if you guys enjoyed the content, or if you have anything to comment, hey, feel free to check it down below. Really appreciate you guys who are commenting on the videos, and any new watchers. Feel free to like and subscribe if you like the content, and I'd love to answer any questions. All right, guys. Well, have a good week, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.